We're joined tonight by Sourabh Gupta. He's a policy specialist at the Institute for China-America Studies. Sourabh, nice to have you with us. Put into perspective this meeting that we saw over the weekend between the two Korean presidents.
Absolutely historic, absolutely historic. I frankly feel we have the best opportunity since 1953, the end of the Korean War, to resolve the issues on the peninsula.
How much did China have to do with this?
China has played an important role, of course, through the sanctions. It wants to be close to Donald Trump. It will do what Donald Trump was. Donald Trump was fire and fury, so China also went along with Donald Trump and imposed the sanctions. And it's important to do so because Kim's behavior, actions last year were provocative, nuclear tests and ballistic missiles. But at the same time, the very fact that Kim went to China also shows how much he values still that relationship and how much China is an integral player in within this framework.
Is it beyond the conventional wisdom to think that Xi Jinping may have just told Kim Jong-un, you got nothing to lose by going to South Korea? We've got our issues with the United States. Nobody's going to nuke you. You better go down this road. You've got nothing to lose. This is how it's going to be viewed. I just think that it just seems so natural for China to be in the ear of the North Korean leader to give him a path to survival.
That's certainly plausible. And of course, China doesn't want a war on that peninsula and wants also Kim to take good actions and smart actions. But what I would say also out here is that Kim, of course, deserves a lot of credit out here. But the South Koreans have also opened the door and provided a pathway for Kim to actually be integrated into the international system if he does what he needs to do. Remember, he has conventional forces. Kim, I'm talking, has conventional forces which can trash Seoul, which is equivalent of a nuclear weapon to cause unacceptable damage to the adversary. And so if he has a real nuclear weapon for the right price, I think he can trade it.
Mm-hmm. So moving forward on this, what does Kim have to do from your perspective to make this everybody wins?
Oh, what Kim absolutely has to do, and that's exactly what I think he's discussing with the United States right now, is with Moon Jae-in, he talked that he was ready for complete denuclearization. With the United States, the discussions will be on the V and the I, the verifiable and the irreversible part. That is what is going to happen in the lead run-up to the Trump summit. Complete, verifiable, irreversible denuclearization. We are going to get to that.
And how do we know it's just not a new negotiating ploy by the North Koreans? A new snow job on the world?
You just cannot say it. It could well be the case, but we have such a great opportunity. If we are going to have international inspectors, IAEA inspectors, this is the opportunity to do so. Kim wants to do this. Kim and Trump want to do this on a really condensed schedule, and I think that gives the best hope.
What do you think Kim is going to want from the United States? A reduction of military force in South Korea?
Not exactly. What he will want are actually more political benefits. Those will be the armistice agreement of the Korean War needs to become a full peace treaty. The U.S. needs to normalize its relations with North Korea. There needs to be, it needs to be internationally integrated from an economic perspective. There need to be economic goodies. All this doesn't have to come from the U.S.
But is the United States going to allow Kim Jong-un and his regime to operate the country the way they want to? Which has got some serious human rights issues. So all of a sudden the United States is putting that off to the side, and that's not an issue anymore?
Oh, that will become an issue down the line. You just cannot normalize relations with a country with this sort of human rights record. And so that will come on the table at a later point of time, but it's premature to bring it in right now because that could actually collapse the negotiations.
You're optimistic.
Very optimistic.
Sourabh Gupta, thank you. Appreciate your time tonight.